Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Unfiltered Truth. If you're new here, thanks for joining us. And if you're returning, welcome back. Today, I don't usually talk about this stuff, but God be guiding. And so, sometimes he tells me to say stuff and I'm like, dang, for real, this what we talking about? He said, yeah, this it. It might go over some people's heads, and I'm not saying that trying to be rude or condescending. I'm saying that because a lot of times people brush things off when they're very significant. And it's because they're unfamiliar. And so, you know what? Everybody has their own free will. That's a thing. You can choose to listen or not. But this is the word that he had me deliver on today. So you may have already heard this. Those of you who are aware that this will resonate with, you probably have. Those of you, who find this very odd and don't really care about this thing, then, yeah, I don't know. You might just want to click off. So this year, 2025, when you add the numbers together to make one single digit, it's the number 9, which represents the end of a personal cycle. Okay. Because after 9 comes 10, and when you add those numbers together, you get 1, which represents a new beginning. Okay. I didn't make this up. This is the laws of the universe, along with the laws of the numbers that God created. And as many times as people act like numbers are not important, they really are, because without God creating everything that he created, numbers wouldn't even exist. It wouldn't even be a thing. All right. There are so many times where numbers are important and significant in the Bible. For example, number 3, number 7, number 33, 11. All of these numbers are important in biblical terms. Okay. Number 9 is significant as well. It's just not talked about as much as some of the other numbers. Okay, with that out the way, we are ending the year 2025, which is the year of 9. Okay, so the past 9 years has been a cycle, and whether you realize it or not, or let me put that in present tense, whether you realize it or not, you are always moving through some sort of cycle. Okay, just because you're not aware of it doesn't mean that it's not a real thing. Just because you don't think there's anything to numbers, you think it's all a coincidence or whatever, does not mean that it's not a real thing. Okay. So anyways, we are closing out the year of 9, which is a significant place to be in our lives, right? And if you are unaware, then likely you will continue doing everything the way that you have always done it. And so as you go into the year of 1, a new beginning, you are going to drag along some of those same things that you were doing in the previous 9 years. All right. So it's a very powerful position to be in when you understand where you actually are in your cycle, in terms of you're at the end and getting ready to start a new one. You can be a lot more intentional about how you move. Okay. It can help you to pray accordingly. So, knowing that this is these last few months of this year, we just, we're in October now. We have about 2, almost 3 months before the end of the year. And it's not about January 1st. It's not about a New Year's resolution. It's about you're beginning a brand new 9-year cycle. What do you want to take in with you into that new season? And what do you want to leave behind? Okay. And it's not about just things. It's about you. It's about the way that you think, move, operate, the way that you do life. It's about the things that you tolerate and entertain, the places that you frequent, the places that you find yourself in, like physical environments that you find yourself in. If they are daunting and stressful, is this something that you really want to carry forward into the next 9 years? Now, let me give a hypothetical example. Let's say that you are in some sort of toxic environment, wherever that might be. There's a million places that could be toxic, right? Your job, your home, your church, your friend circle, whatever. Okay. Let's say that you recognize that the environment that you are in is frequently toxic. Okay. So even if you're like, okay, well, I'm getting a new apartment in March, and so I'll be able to stay on my own. Okay. If you don't shed the mindset that allows you to tolerate toxic environments, then when you get into the new environment, you will bring that same mentality with you. And even though you have physically moved away from people or whatever, or that location, you will still invite similar energies into your life. Okay. So it's important that we have self awareness. It's important that we are brutally honest with ourselves about how we do life, how we show up, things we accept, things we tolerate, things we entertain. And, really like set some boundaries and some standards for ourselves so that we can really cultivate the type of life that we want. Okay. So if you're saying, all right, well, I'm in this toxic environment and I don't want to do a whole nother 9 years of this, but I can't physically move. Maybe you don't have to physically move right away, but mentally you can shift your vibration. You can shift the things that you think about and the things that you really pour energy into or spend time immersing yourself in, whether that just be stories that you keep reciting or memories that you keep rehashing or, just thoughts and expectations that you have about other people. Oh, I know they gonna be tripping when I get home. Da, da, da. Kind of letting that stuff go and allowing yourself to be more open-minded and open to receive the good things in life, looking for the positive things to be appreciative of, showing gratitude and expressing gratitude, expressing love. Like, you can do a lot of things to shift and raise your vibration and your frequency. So even when you are in an uncomfortable spot physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you have left the building. You're not even there anymore. It's just the shell of your physical body sitting in that space. But mentally, spiritually, emotionally, you are somewhere else. You have checked out. Okay. If you are able to do that, then you are also able to visualize what you do want instead, and not just see it or daydream about it, but also feel it. Like, feel it so deep within your heart space. Like, that God wants the same things that you want for you. God wants you to be happy. God wants you to. He gave us life so that we can have it abundantly. But in order to have an abundant life, you cannot have a limited mindset. You have to let your mind be as abundant as the life you want to create. So if you are steady rehashing negative patterns, negative events, things from the past, or things that make you feel restricted or contained or controlled or whatever, then you are just gonna perpetuate those things. You're gonna create more experiences that align with that frequency. Okay. So when people say things like, why do I always attract this type of person? Like, it's all these type of people in the world. All people must be this type of way because that's all the people that I keep attracting. It's you just keep attracting those type of people because you remain on that frequency. And as long as you are looking at the things that you don't want, recognizing them, entertaining them in thought or with your words, or you getting upset about them, so you putting emotion into those things that you don't want, then you're attracting more of that because that's the frequency that you're on. Vibrationally, your energy is vibrating at that frequency that you really don't like and you don't want. So in order to shift that, you have to think about and feel the things that you actually do want. Okay. So, this is basic law of attraction type stuff, which, by the way, is one of the laws of the universe that I did not create, nor did any other man create. They were created by God. But we'll get into that another day. So, anyhow, as we get ready to go into this year of one, understand the powerful position that you are in as of right now at this moment because you are getting this information. So simply because you are aware that these last few months are going to close out a 9-year cycle, and now you are entering a brand new, fresh and clean 9-year cycle moving forward, what is it that you want to release and let go and keep in the past? And what is it that you want to adopt and integrate and carry forward as you move forth into the new cycle? Okay. So think more on those lines rather than on, like, New Year's resolutions and things like that. Think about, like, okay, for this next cycle, what I don't want is this or that. So I need to make sure that I'm able to be open and receive the things that I actually do want. If maybe you're struggling with your health or your physical appearance in some kind of way or something like that, maybe even financially or whatever. So what you want to do is really shift the way that you start thinking about those things that you want to fix or you want to release. Really start being what you want to become. Okay. So even if you're not in shape, you're struggling with your physical body and stuff like that, but in the next 9-year cycle, over the next 9 years, you want to evolve to being more fit and in shape or healthy or whatever. Just start doing things now, gradually, to kind of put yourself in position for that. So maybe not, binge every day. So that you can just be like, okay, I'm gonna start fresh on January 1st. Maybe instead you start gradually cutting back. You start gradually shifting, what you eat instead. So eating more whole foods and, fruits, veggies, and healthy stuff instead of your go-to unhealthy snacks or fast food or something like that. Okay. So, just kind of paying attention, being mindful of what you're doing, especially who you're entertaining. Okay. So, if you are tired of dealing with certain type of people or having certain people pulling on your energy or whatever, just kind of, stop putting so much energy into those people. And that doesn't mean, like, cut them off, fade to black or whatever. It just means literally your energy is going this way, shift it and go this way. Okay. And then pray on that. Pray for that over there. God will take care of it. Okay. I promise you, every single time that I have done this, God is right there. Whenever I tell him, oh no, I don't want that, remove this person or remove this experience or remove whatever, that's not in alignment with me. Please protect me from that and remove that from my energy field or whatever, however you want to pray. Okay. And then, I do my part because faith without works is dead, right? I do my part to start focusing more on the things that are in alignment with me, the things that are in alignment with where I want to go, who I want to become, and I stop paying attention to the things that are hurting me, that are not good for me, that, cause me harm or confusion or stress or whatever, distraction even. And sometimes it's not always a bad thing. Sometimes it's just distracting. Like, you have goals that God put on your heart to do. Every one of us has a calling, has a purpose, okay? And whether we really do the work to find out what that is, the internal work to find out what that is, and then put the actions in place so that we can achieve those things, then that's really up to us whether we do that or not, right? But if we are aware of that and we decide, okay, I want to be on my path, I don't want to be over here wasting my time with this or that, this job don't fit me no more, I don't really want to do this no more. Obviously you still got to work, okay? But just instead focus more of your heart space on what it is that God is calling you to. Okay, that doesn't mean do a poor job at work, to be like ineffective or anything. It just means that keep it in its proper place. Don't put something way up here if it's really not up here, because for you it's something that you want to release and move away from. Just stop pouring all of your energy and focus into the things that you don't want. Stop complaining about the things that you don't like that are going on in your life, because all you're doing is giving it energy. You're giving it all of your attention and all of your focus, and whether you want it or not, it doesn't matter. The universe does not know the words no, okay? So when you focus on something, the universe is going to align with the frequency where you are, because that's how God created it. So you could be saying, I don't want this all day, but as long as you keep saying it, you're still thinking about it, you're still focused on it, and that's where your energy is going. So I don't want this is not even what the universe is understanding or able to interpret. Instead, it's recognizing where your energy is going, and so more of that is going to be drawn to you like a magnet. Okay, that's just how energy works. All right. So moving into this new season, be very intentional. Pay attention and start letting stuff go now and adopting new things as you move forward. Have a great day, and thanks for listening.